scrap value that's been going up and up and up. And that there's indications that those vessels, the calculation's different now. If you're going to put a ship through a fourth special survey, for example, and face heavy maintenance costs, then you might take the position of, well, scrap price has gone up a hell of a lot now, I'm going to move to scrap. So now you're likely to see scrapping increase even with rates increasing.
Okay. And can we move on maybe to more specific questions about Scorpio Tankers and how's the company positioned, maybe some capital allocating decisions now
Sure.
that,
So, we think we're positioned pretty well for what's to come. We have all of our vessels are in the water. We've dry docked in the last 18 months about 75% of the vessels. We've almost completed putting our scrubbers on the vessels. So we have very little capex going forward and very little downtime. So, and in addition to that, we have all of the vessels are in the spot market. So we have a situation where we're naturally very leveraged now to the improvement of that market because all of our vessels are spot, so we'll capture the increase. We don't have much downtime, so we'll be able to keep our vessels out on the water earning money. And we've already spent most of our capex, which means that as soon as those rates come in, that value, that earnings are going to come straight to us as shareholders. We have said that, we will, we start returning capital and, paying down debt at, about, less than where the rates are today, around 11,000 a day. And we will, once we get to around 17 and a half a day, we'd already be paying off pretty close to $6 a share in debt. And above that level, we've said openly consider, doing stock buybacks, etc.
Yeah, I remember you were talking about this previously, that when the company would be ready, you wouldn't be opposed to doing a buyback.
No, it all depends where the value of the company is. I mean, if we continue to have this steep discounts, then that's a different situation.
So if Scorpio Tankers were to trade at NAV, where would the stock price be?
We don't give exact numbers, but we said three weeks ago that anyone doing an NAV would have to have a value that's well in excess of $25, and the actual all prices have gone up since this last 3-4 weeks. So that's why I refer to you should be coming pretty close now to 30 plus. So that's why I refer to a very steep discount.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then final, you used to run Scorpio Bulkers, and now the name of the company is Eneti. Can you talk a little bit about it? I know that you sold some ships. I'm not sure if you exited it completely, but just kind of give us an update on what's going on that side.
Sure. Well, we've used the strength of the dry cargo to really exit the dry cargo market. We've nearly done it. Probably will be out entirely, let's say, by the end of June, July. And what we're going to be focusing on is renewables, and the area we'll focus on is the offshore wind installation vessels. These are very high spec vessels that will literally work offshore and will install the wind turbines for the increasing demand for electricity created by wind going forward. And there are, a number of movements across the world, whether it's Europe, Asia. You're going to read more and more about it in the United States, particularly when the United States, government puts through its infrastructure or green plans. And we think the growth for that is, the growth figures for that and opportunity are tremendous. And that's, it's really a work in progress. There's nothing more that we would, wish to say at the moment, but we're ideally placed as the only U.S. stock exchange company with offices over here to partake in the, U.S. Growth. And we obviously have a lot of building experience in Korea, which makes the best international wind installation vessels.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything else that you would like to add before we wrap this up?
No, I would just say that we're in a, very, not really for Scorpio tankers, other than, we're in a very exciting part of shipping. This really could be, a super cycle in shipping in general, not to mention product tankers, very similar to the 80s and the 2000s, because we've got all the ingredients required for that: steep world growth, recovery on the demand side, governments wanting to pump money into infrastructure and commodity projects, and they're all going to have to compete for yard positions. And whenever you have a situation where yard pricing is going upwards because there's demand for ships in general, and you have, let's say, some form of inflation with let's say, a dollar that is not as strong as it's been in the decade before, those ingredients of inflation underlying asset values really starts to create confidence in the capital bases of these companies, and helps create great returns.
Okay, thank you very much for the nice summary, and thank you for the interview, and have a good day.
Thank you.